Good day, ma'am. I am Christopher Advincula, and today I will discuss about the formalities of entry in and exit from the Philippines. So, in this topic, we will be able to tackle about the procedure of the travelers when they enter in our country, as well as when they exit from the Philippines. So for the learning objectives, we will identify the various government for foreigners to enter the Philippines. We will talk about the what foreigners do when they enter the Philippines, as well as when they exit in our country. Also, I will explain the importance of valid passport when traveling, enumerate the privilege of Filipinos covered by the Balikbayan program, and discuss the dual citizenship law. So for the contents, we will be tackle about the passport requirements, the exclusion and deportation of the foreigners, as well as the admission requirements and dual citizenship uh, law. So, the entry and admission of the foreigners into the Philippines are matters of a privilege because every foreign state has absolute and exclusive power of government in its own territory. Although entitled to all rights and privileges of a friendly guest, they cannot claim the right to enjoy privilege which by their nature belong to exclusively to the host. So, foreigner people from other country, they are entitled to enter in our country, but there are many regulations that they need to do in order to para di sila mapahawa sa atong Philippines. So, nasa yung mga limitations. So, for the admission requirements in the section 10, non-immigrants must present for admission into the Philippines an expired passport or official documents in the nature of passport issued by the government of the countries to which they owe alaja, or the travel document showing the origins um, identity as a prescribed by regulations, and valid passport visas granted by diplomatic or casual officers. For the non-immigrants, must present expired passports and valid visas prior to their admission into the Philippines. So the Philippines Immigration Act provides 7 visa categories for non-immigrants. So we have a 7 visas, namely temporary visitor. So they are the one who is not a permanent visitor in our country. The transient, the CIAN, the treaty order or treaty investor, the foreign government official, the student, the prearranged employment. So for the passport requirements, so a passport is defined as a official document of identity and nationality issued to person intending to travel or sojourn foreign countries. So passport is one of the requirements in order the foreigners or the people from other country can enter to the country. So it is the property of the government of the issuing authority. It is not a private property of the person to whom it has been issued. So there are 3 types of passport: the diplomatic passport, the official passports, and the regular passports. For the visa requirements, so a visa is written endorsement made on a travel document or passport by a consular official denoting that the visa application has been properly examined and the bearer is permitted to proceed to the country of his destination. So the visa that is issued is not a guarantee that the holder will be automatically admitted into the country. So because the admission of foreign national into the Philippines is a function of immigration authorities at port of the entry. So it doesn't mean that you have a visa. If the foreigners have a visa in our country, is it does not a guarantee to enter in our country. So some port has a kanana sila kanang mga protocols or mga kanang very strictly when it comes to entering the foreigners into our country. So about the Subic Special Investor Visa under the Republic Act of 727, so foreigners national not categorized as restricted as determined by the Department of Foreign Affairs visiting the Subic Seaport Zone. So for the period of the 14 days, so provided that upon arrival they present their passport, certificates or identity or travel documents valid for at least 6 months beyond the intended stay in the zone and confirm onward flight tickets. So for the Special Clark Economic Zone visa under Executive Number 80, so foreign nationals not categorized as restricted determined by the Department of Foreign Affairs visiting the Clark Eco Zone for business and or tourism purposes may be allowed to enter all ports of entry of the Clark Eco Zone and stay therein without visa for maximum period of 14 days, provided that upon arrival. So for the Cagayan Economic Zone or for the visa under Republic 7922, any foreign investor who establishes a business enterprise within the zone and who maintains a capital investment of not least $150,000 shall be granted below 21 years old. So for the additional requirements, so prior to entry for non-immigrants, a valid ticket for a return journey to the country of origin or the next country destination is required for presentation, and other certificates for residents must be secured by the following categories: so the temporary visitors, the students, and the employment. So for the extension to stay in the case of non-immigrant visa holders who stay in the Philippines will exceed 59 days, the consular officers advise them that they should secure extension of stay and register with Bureau of Immigration. So for the deportation of the foreigners, so under Section 37, the following aliens shall be arrested upon the warrant of the Commissioner of Immigration or of any other officer designated by him for the purpose and deported upon the warrant of the Commissioner of the Immigration after the determination by the Board of Commissioner. So the followings are the charges against the aliens. So for the detention of the foreigner travelers, so for the purpose of determining whether aliens arriving in the Philippines belong to any of the classes excluded by the immigration law, the examining immigration officers may order such aliens detained on board the vessel bringing them or in such other place as the officers may designate such detention to be for sufficient length of time to enable the officers to determine whether they belong to excluded class and their removal to such other place to be at expense of the vessel bringing them. So now let's move on to the exit requirements for the foreigners. So under the section 22A, any alien about to depart from the Philippines is temporarily or the permanent resident abroad shall before leaving the country apply the Commissioner of Immigration for clearance certificate. So if the commissioner finds that the applicant has no pending obligation with the government, its instrumentalities, agencies, and subdivisions, and that there is no pending criminal, civil, or administrative action which by law requires his presence in the Philippines, the commissioner shall issue the certificate upon surrender of the alien of other certificate previously issued to him by the Bureau of Immigration. So that's it for the formalities of entry in and exit from the Philippines. So as a foreigner, especially us who wants to go to the other country, so this chapter is emphasized that there are requirements that we need to comply as a foreigners to the other countries, which is the requirements for the entry and exit, not just in the Philippines. This is not applicable also for the Philippines, but also for the other countries, that there is a formality when it comes to entry and exit to the other countries. So that will be all for today's topic. Thank you and God bless.